You all right now, Carlos? Come. I need to set up an internet, 1 bar of internet. Luckily, Carlos's when she's dead good and she tethered her phone up to play the book that plays on the screen rather than me reading it out. A bit better, you can see it.
Have you done anything like this in here before?
No, I've done other stuff like
yeah, but not in here. Not in the
not this type of stuff. I used to do boot fest and they'd open mic and things like that.
Right,
but I don't do it anyway. I was the founder, but I found I was doing all the work and it just got too much to do because it was.
That's the Glossop Book Fest, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just a little bit too. I had to resign.
Did you?
Because there was people, I was doing it all, and then someone said to take a task, and they didn't do it, and it was like, oh God, I'm going to have to do that now, dead quick, and it was a nightmare. But it's still going, and there's a few people doing it now, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. So you've got a series of books, Captain Cuthbert and Scat the Cat. Yeah. What was the inspiration for that?
When I was at school, I was given a project to write a book. I have dyslexia, so I was good at drawing and illustrating. So what I did was I did a children's book instead of writing a... Yeah. So I could do the illustration. And the inspiration came from my Lego set when I was a kid, which was a pirate Lego set, and a computer game called Monkey Island, which was also...
It's a brilliant game. I love Monkey Island.
I love that game. So that was my inspiration. And then I sort of branched out. I only did 3 when I was young. Yeah. And then I branched out doing more when I got into my 30s. Right.
So how many books do you have published?
7 at the moment.
7?
Yeah.
That's good. Have you got any plans for any more?
No, I've changed. I started to do illustrations on gifts and products via Redbubble. They're on t-shirts and magnets and bags and duvet cut, everything. They've got a lot of them. Loaded cups and stuff.
Is that like an Etsy type thing?
It's just a website that's international, and all I need to do is do the drawings and upload them to all the products, and they sell them internationally around the world.
So is that your full-time job?
No.
It's tricky, isn't it, with artistic things to make it?
Yeah, it's a hobby, and I make a bit of money, and it takes my partner and my dog away.
So your full-time job's something completely different?
Yeah, I work with people with learning difficulties,
Is that in a school or something?
I was in a day centre, but it's recently closed, so I'm looking for PA work now, working one-to-one with people.
So you've recently done this thing today. Just explain what you were doing today.
I introduced my books, and then I showed a copy of my book, which is online. I've done a video of that, so people can watch it. It tells the whole story, so it gives people a taste of what I draw, what I do, and the type of stories they like, and the illustrations. Yeah. And then I moved on I did talk a little bit about dyslexia, because it was a subject when I was at school that I found difficult. Right. Academic was pushed at school, and I was creative, and it sort of got pushed to one side. Yeah. Couldn't do maths, in the village I really struggled, and then the last year of primary school I wasn't allowed in the classroom. I was called unteachable. I loved it though, because I was in the cloakroom with Michael Orrell. It was absolutely hilarious. And then it was only later on that I realised this isn't good. I got to secondary school, I was behind a year. That's given me the drive now.
Were you diagnosed at that point?
I was diagnosed with it later on in primary school. Yeah. But that's given me the passion of doing these cartoon draw-alongs, because creativity I don't think is still as... and I think if people tap into a skill and they realise they're good at something, it can actually help them with things that they're not good at, and they don't get these failure issues that I've had. I was in my 30s by the time I started writing again, because I felt like I wasn't good at anything. Yeah. So I don't want that for kids, and that's why I'm doing these draw-alongs and getting them to send the pictures to me. So this
is helping you overcome that, really?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
And so you started again in your 30s?
Yes.
And that's when you started writing the Captain Cuthbert books, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
He's a pirate.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd only wrote 3 when I was a child. I wrote the Captain Cuthbert, and then Cobra Jenner, and then I wrote a Christmas one. They were all pencil crayons. Right. When I got older, I discovered Photoshop. So I draw them on paper first, and then I scan them in, and I colour them in and do different effects and make it look nicer. You've got all sorts of stuff that you can do on there with your illustrations. You can blend the edges and layer things up as well. So I prefer that. Colours are stronger and more bold. So.
Right. Cool. So it's mainly all done with Photoshop then?
Yeah, drawing as well. I draw them and then I colour it in and put effects and so it's just more or less painting but on Photoshop, so they're the same.
Did you then approach a publisher, or is it like self-publishing?
I did approach a publisher and they wanted my books, and then they was too busy to take on. They'd not done children's books before, so they said yes and then they said no.
Did they?
So I decided, because my dad was poorly, that he was terminal, so I thought I'll just get him self-published. I wrote to people on the Facebook page and they recommended it, actually, saying you've got more control over your books if you self-publish.
Do you find is it quite good? Does
it
sell quite a lot by doing that?
Selling books is harder than selling the illustrations on gifts and products. Right. I find that a lot harder. You're an unknown author. Promotion is quite hard, the marketing. People don't know what your books are like. No. So,
where could people find your books? Are they Amazon?
They're on Amazon, and there's also a free one, which is on YouTube.
Oh, is there?
So it's I've made a film of it. It shows each page full page, and I read it, and then it goes on to the next page full page.
What's that one called?
It's Captain Cuthbert and Cobra Jet.
Captain Cuthbert and
the Cobra Jet.
The cool
cobra, sorry, like a snake cobra. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I did see that. Right. Okay. Can we do? You haven't got any books with you, have you?
Yes, I've got one with me.
Do you mind? Do you mind if I have a quick look at? Yeah. Sorry to back up.